The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, Chapter 7. The next morning, as he brewed black tea for breakfast, Hassan told me he had had a dream. We were at Gharga Lake, you, me, father, Agha Sahib, Rahim Khan, and thousands of other people, he said. It was warm and sunny and the lake was clear like a mirror. But no one was swimming because they said a monster had come to the lake. It was swimming at the bottom, waiting. He poured me a cup and added sugar, blew on it a few times, put it before me. So everyone is scared to get in the water and suddenly you kick off your shoes, Amir Agha, and take off your shirt. There's no monster, you say. I'll show you all. And before anyone can stop you, you dive into the water, start swimming away. I follow you in and we are both swimming. But you can't swim, Hassan laughed. It's a dream, Amir Agha. You can do anything. Anyway, everyone is screaming, get out, get out. But we just swim in the cold water. We make it way out to the middle of the lake and we stop swimming. We turn toward the shore and wave to the people. They look small like ants, but we can hear them clapping. They see now. There is no monster, just water. They changed the name of the lake after that and call it the Lake of Amir and Hassan, Sultans of Kabul. And we get to charge people money for swimming in it. So, what does it mean? I said. He coated my naan with marmalade, placed it on a plate. I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me. Well, it's a dumb dream. Nothing happens in it. Father says dreams always mean something. I sipped some tea. Why don't you ask him then? He is so smart. I said more curtly than I had intended. I hadn't slept all night. My neck and back were like coiled springs and my eyes stung. Still I had been mean to Hassan. I almost apologized, then didn't. Hassan understood I was just nervous. Hassan always understood about me. Upstairs I could hear the water running in Baba's bathroom. The streets glistened with fresh snow and the sky was a blameless blue. Snow blanketed every rooftop and weighed on the branches of the stunted mulberry trees that lined our street. Overnight, snow had nudged its way into every crack and gutter. I squinted against the blinding white when Hassan and I stepped through the wrought iron gates. Ali shut the gates behind us. I heard him mutter a prayer under his breath. He always said a prayer when his son left the house. I had never seen so many people on our street. Kids were flinging snowballs, squabbling, chasing one another, giggling. Kite fighters were huddling with their spool holders, making last-minute preparations. From adjacent streets, I could hear laughter and chatter. Already rooftops were jammed with spectators reclining in lawn chairs, hot tea steaming from their thermoses, and the music of Ahmed Zahir blaring from cassette players. The immensely popular Ahmed Zahir had revolutionized Afghan music and outraged the purists by adding electric guitars, drums, and horns to the traditional tabla and harmonium. On stage or at parties, he shirked the austere and nearly morose stance of older singers and actually smiled when he sang, sometimes even at women. I turned my gaze to our rooftop, found Baba and Rahim Khan sitting on a bench, both dressed in wool sweaters, sipping tea. Baba waved. I couldn't tell if he was waving at me or Hassan. We should get started, Hassan said. He wore black rubber snow boots and a bright green chapan over a thick sweater and faded corduroy pants. Sunlight washed over his face, and in it I saw how well the pink scar above his lip had healed. Suddenly I wanted to withdraw, pack it all in, go back home. What was I thinking? Why was I putting myself through this when I already knew the outcome? Baba was on the roof watching me. I felt his glare on me like the heat of a blistering sun. This would be failure on a grand scale, even for me. I'm not sure I want to fly a kite today, I said. It's a beautiful day, Hassan said. I shifted on my feet, tried to peel my gaze away from our rooftop. I don't know. Maybe we should go home. Then he stepped toward me and in a low voice said something that scared me a little. Remember, Amir Agha, there's no monster, just a beautiful day. How could I be such an open book to him when half the time I had no idea what was milling around in his head? I was the one who went to school, the one who could read, write. I was the smart one. Hassan couldn't read a first-grade textbook, but he had read me plenty. That was a little unsettling, but also sort of comfortable to have someone who always knew what you needed. No monster, I said, feeling a little better, to my own surprise. He smiled. No monsters. Are you sure? He closed his eyes. Nodded. I looked to the kids scampering down the street, flinging snowballs. It is a beautiful day, isn't it? Let's fly, he said. It occurred to me then that maybe Hassan had made up his dream. Was that possible? I decided it wasn't. Hassan wasn't that smart. I wasn't that smart. But made up or not, the silly dream had lifted some of my anxiety. Maybe I should take off my shirt, take a swim in the lake. Why not? Let's do it, I said. Hassan's face brightened. Good, he said. He lifted our kite, red with yellow borders, and just beneath where the central and cross bars met, marked with Saifo's unmistakable signature. He licked his finger and held it up, tested the wind, then ran in its direction. On those rare occasions we flew kites in the summer, he'd kick up dust to see which way the wind blew it. The spool rolled in my hands until Hassan stopped, about 50 feet away. He held the kite high over his head like an Olympic athlete showing his gold medal. I jerked the string twice, our usual signal, and Hassan tossed the kite. Caught between Baba and the mullahs at school, I still hadn't made up my mind about God. But when a Quran ayat I had learned in my Diniyat class rose to my lips, I muttered it. I took a deep breath, exhaled, and pulled on the string. Within a minute, my kite was rocketing to the sky. It made a sound like a paper bird flapping its wings. Hassan clapped his hands, whistled, and ran back to me. I handed him the spool, holding onto the string, and he spun it quickly to roll the loose string back on. At least 24 kites already hung in the sky like paper sharks roaming for prey. Within an hour, the number doubled, and red, blue, and yellow kites glided and spun in the sky. A cold breeze wafted through my hair. The wind was perfect for kite flying, blowing just hard enough to give some lift, make the sweeps easier. Next to me, Hassan held the spool, his hands already bloodied by the string. Soon the cutting started, and the first of the defeated kites whirled out of control. They fell from the sky like shooting stars with brilliant rippling tails, showering the neighborhoods below with prizes for the kite runners. I could hear the runners now, hollering as they ran the streets. Someone shouted, reports of a fight breaking out 2 streets down. I kept stealing glances at Baba sitting with Rahim Khan on the roof, wondered what he was thinking. Was he cheering for me, or did a part of him enjoy watching me fail? That was the thing about kite flying. Your mind drifted with the kite.